me now dive deeper into a framework that will demystify the product strategy for you. How do you go from step by step from customer discovery all the way to making product or identifying your MVP? So there are 4 steps: what is, what if, what was, and what works. So let's focus on the what is, which is the customer discovery bucket, right? What's the current reality? What are the problems the user face? You need to deeply empathize with the users, understand their pain, right? Not just understand their needs and wants, but also how they feel. And I remember both Ganesh and I, we were on customer calls, and we heard their problems, and then when we say, how do you feel? One of the accounting person actually started crying, right? Because she needed to give some report to the CFO every Friday. And if the software is glitchy, CFO doesn't care if software is glitchy. He wants that report, right? So again, you need to understand how they feel, how their pain point is, how mission critical that stuff is for them. Observe them, and their interaction with the product, so that you actually understand, right, what they go through. Uh, so that is what is. You have to be really thorough with the customer discovery. That's number one, and we'll drill down a lot deeper into this. Number two is, once you know the problem, once you kind of gone through the discovery, you have to think, as if anything is possible, right? Think about possibilities. So what if anything was possible? Instead of thinking from a constraint, you saw what happens when you think from constraints of today's technology. You get a faster horse, right? So think in terms of, what if anything is possible? What can I do? Don't judge. Just keep let that ideas flowing. The way to solve that problem could be very simple, very practical, very innovative, very radical. That's fine. Let all of those come into play first, right? Brainstorm wide array of ideas to solve the problem. Don't judge them at this stage. The next step is what was. That's where you're really going to get to paring down now, paring down all these different ways of solving it, and say what's practical and what is going to really delight the customer, right? What is going to really delight the customer? And it delights the customer only when it delivers very high value, right? And the last thing is, what works. Again, what works in the field. So again, you're going to do, quick prototypes, low fidelity prototype. There is a benefit of doing low fidelity prototype, and I'll talk about it. Test with the clients. And so once you kind of do this exercise, then you use a formal product strategy framework, which Ganesh is going to cover in a lot more depth in the second part of the presentation, to really make sure the trade-offs are done in a lot more systematic and pragmatic manner. But I just wanted to make sure you have a high-level view of how do you go from a question mark, which is a problem that you identified, to actually dollars, start making money.